British standards go. And I think you mentioned earlier that what we find so exciting, and I'll come to the master plan in a minute, is effectively it's a blank canvas. The moment the land is completely vacant, we've got a little bit of agriculture left over from the previous owners, but the purchasing process, which Gordon will explain to you in a minute, took some time, and we're basically running down the agricultural production at the moment, which is garlic, and there are some slides on that at the moment. But the exciting part is it's effectively 3 million square meters of vacant land in a fantastic region, with an opportunity for us as lead developer to go in and create what we feel is going to work as a mixed-use resort type project. Very rare that you can get 3 million square meters that's vacant with a master plan that we've now spent the last few weeks on. I just want to comment that this is the first draft of the master plan. Master plan is probably, for us right now, the most important milestone which we have to sign off on. We've had various milestones which Gordon will go through on the legal side, in terms of title, etc. But in terms of master planning, that's what it's all about, because ultimately, what you see on there, with revisions that will still take place clearly, is what we are going to ultimately sell to the market, and which we will develop out and produce and hand over to clients in a sort of 3 to 5 year plan, because it's substantially large. Anchoring, this is such a pity, anchoring the center of the project, the green and white, is the golf course. Again, because you've got so much space, and because golf and real estate fundamentally, globally, work extremely well together, we are anchoring the golf course with the villa plots around the golf course as frontline golf opportunities. The larger brown over there and running down the side are the larger 1 hectare or 10,000 square meters or 2 acre winery or vineyard plots. Mendoza is about wine. I've explained to you, and I'm going to take you through the wineries in a minute. So here we believe that with golf, with wine, and with real estate, the only thing missing is what Marguerite's going to talk to you about later, and that's going to be to add a couple of the bolt-ons or add-ons to this already very exciting concept of wine, golf, and real estate. And those are going to be things like recreational facilities, tennis academy, horse riding academy, polo training fields, and a boutique hotel. Boutique hotels obviously speak for themselves. With that amount of residential opportunities, and with golf being so popular, both in terms of people wanting to live on golf courses, also people want to play on golf courses, which means you need a hotel. Around the hotel precinct, which is center left,
should get an umbrella.
We are also going to create an opportunity where we're going to sell approximately 70 townhouses. And those townhouses will be available for purchasers in latter phases to secure them either as a residence or as a yield-producing investment asset, because they will be run by the management of the hotel operator. Of course, with that amount of vineyards, and in terms of the figures, the 1 hectare plots that we're going to sell will number approximately 60. So there will be 60 hectares under grapes owned by private investors. The remaining grapes will amount to about 40 hectares. That 40 hectares is going to be a winery and a label which we're going to create for the owners and for the participation of all the investors in the resort. So even with that amount of space and that amount of size, as in 3 million square meters, what we can do, because it's all about wine and because wine is the story, we're going to create the opportunity where we can use vineyards as landscaping. In fact, some of the golf holes you'll see are literally in the vineyards. So not only are the vineyards naturally producing assets, as in producing grapes after 3 years going to harvest in terms of producing wine, they will produce a return. And we also have the opportunity where we can create our own private label. I'm going to show you a slide in a minute of about 40 bodegas or wineries in the neighborhood. And lots and lots and lots of investors out of the US love this concept of owning a private label. What that means is your grapes eventually get bought by us or turned into wine by us, or we outsource them as a co-op and sell the grapes. And you in turn receive a value on either the quantum of grapes as in kilograms of grapes, or you receive bottles of wine. And as a winery, you sell the label. So we think in terms of what we're offering as a master plan, it covers all our bases. We're also going to build at the entrance a organic shop or market, a farmer's market, because the region is so rich, there's such an abundance of organic fruit and veg. We'll also have the opportunity whereby it is genuinely going to be a self-contained environment and a community where you can live, play golf, play tennis, ride horses, lie at your pool, drink the greatest wine, and be able to shop and do everything within this precinct, which, just to put it into scale again, Mendoza and this particular town is only 80 kilometers. This is 80 kilometers from Mendoza, which is about an hour and 10 minutes. I'll put the master plan on at the end of my chat, and then we'll field questions if you have anything to go through on that. I'm going to show you a few slides. I've got hundreds, actually. I brought my laptop here tonight if there are those of you who want to go through my slides, which are more humorous and perhaps...
Between who takes the best pictures. This is one of
This is Elisa's picture, which is a wintertime picture. That shows you the Andes, just to show you how close it is. You are surrounded by mountains. It's really unbelievably unique. That's one of the last remaining bits of the agriculture that's currently taking place on the land, which is garlic. And you can see the abundance of water, all fed out of natural water. This is not irrigated with pipes. This is natural water. And again, I will show you some slides later on showing you. These are my pictures. You can see ghastly. However, it gives a good feel for the dimension with regard to the summer moments. Everything goes very green. And you can also see the topography. That's a photograph taken towards where the river curves in that funny squiggly line, because the weeping willows follow the river line. And you can see the ground is basically extremely flat. So it's wonderful from a golf point of view because it's easy to build on and we can create the landscaping. Again, elevation showing you the depth of what 3,000 square meters can look like. Plenty of water. All around where we are, and I'll come to a further slide which will give you the actual names of the wineries. We're surrounded by wine, and there's a lot of wine coming in. There's a lot of investment coming in from all over the world. The French are heavily investing in the region. Elise, I think, stayed one evening or 2 evenings in one of the local bodegas. And
yeah, if I could just say, when we went to stay, if we see the top, I was going to left, top left-hand corner, this is a Salentine winery, which is about 15 minutes away. The one in the bottom right is part of the group of 7, which is the French wineries that are there, and that bodega is designed by the set designer of Star Wars. The bodegas that are there want to have a real impact. And what Marguerite and I was amazed by is how incredible this architecture is. But when we went to stay there, we were saying to the guys, well, we want to stay out in Val d'Uco, because Val d'Uco is a very specific area. It's not Mendoza as such, and therefore it's the most illustrious wine growing area of Mendoza. But when we went to stay, there was nowhere to stay. So there was this Salentine, although it's an amazing winery, it is there to produce wine. It's not interested in, really, you know, it has lots of tourists that go and visit it, but their main purpose is to make extraordinary wine. So when we went to stay, they had like this little 8-room, what's it called? Posada. And we were there and it was like, wow, they have the most amazing winery, but they've got no hot water in their little guest house. And we're like, there's a real contradiction between the first quality and the architecture and the extraordinary nature of the wine and what's available. There's just really nothing available, even in the great wineries where you can stay. And for us, that symbolized a really great opportunity, so that we're there with all this amazing infrastructure, but there's no one doing what we want to do there. So that's kind of what made it quite exciting.
it's also why when we did the master plan, we took the concept of a 60-room boutique hotel, which is the sort of